Oh, I think I'm live. And as usual, I forgot to retitle it, so let's go over here and see if it's working. Oh, which I just closed it. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Okay, let's just go to Periscope, see if it's working. I shouldn't admit to being that stupid, but I'm not even logged in. Who knows if I'll get logged in, but it looks like I am. I got reading Mark Ritzen's article on Peloton, and he really diagnosed it well. I was getting to the part where he's going to tell you what exactly is going to happen. I shouldn't admit to being that stupid, but and here I am. I'm not even logged in. I made it. I made it on, and the sound is working. And let's just dig in, and hopefully we'll have a short one. Oh, good lord. Okay, yesterday I was talking about. Oh, I got to do my thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglash for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. I still haven't picked the time for the for the webinar. If you're in the continuing saga, yeah, don't give me hearts. The smartest, yeah. Well, you may not have many friends, Jerry. What can we say? Anyway, what was I going to talk? Well, yesterday I was talking about how difficult CCPA is to comply with. And one of the challenges, well, let's get into this story right over here. Let's see if I can get this to work. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, OneTrust, which is a company committed to building a system where you can actually comply with these government regulations, which ought to be something. They added Axiom as a partner, and they've already got LexisNexis Risk Solutions one. So they added Axiom, so that's fine. Here's the problem. We need ID verification to allow brands to capture rights and requests along with the necessary metadata. Okay, what are we talking about here? Well, there's two big issues. One is, what do we send to consumers that's going to comply with the law? Because I have on every customer for every one of my clients, we start with about 350 variables. No, we model with about 350 variables, and we build about another 200. So we start with over 500 things. And they're mostly numbers and letters, and the only way it makes any sense is if you have a system to read it. You can't possibly make any sense of it, and without context, even then, if you don't have context and understanding. So let's say you bought 3 times, okay? That would give you a frequency score of 2. That's something we know about you. What does that mean? Well, I don't know. I don't even worry about what it means, because what it means is you bought more than once, you're a multi-buyer, and you're in context a relatively low buyer in that catalog, which is a low price. Let's just say we have low ticket, high frequency clients, and we have high ticket, low frequency clients. Okay, we still kind of keep track of a multi-buyer as a multi-buyer, but the frequency score itself is relative every time we add a new batch of orders. So if you're in your first year of business, anybody that's bought twice is a big deal, right? If you're in your 150th year, 2-time buyers are not that big a deal, right? I don't know how many dozens or hundreds of times I bought from Lands' End in my lifetime. Maybe I started buying when I was in college in the 70s. So my frequency score is probably high with Lands' End. Okay, but but a 2 or 3-time buyer at Lands' End isn't a big deal because people buy more often. Amazon's even a better case. Okay, Amazon. I watched a presentation by a guy who bought 1,600 items from Amazon. eBay for me is kind of like that. I've bought over 500. I've posted something like 500 reviews, and I don't know how many, but there's hundreds of transactions. Okay, so if you've bought 5 times from eBay, you might not even be a 2 in frequency. See the problem? right? Here's the problem is we can tell you what we know about you, like you bought 3 times, but we don't care about that. We don't even use it. We only care about that score, and that's relative to the rest of our customers. We want to know if you're a better or worse bet. If we're on our last catalog, we got one more catalog to share. Do we send it to somebody who's bought twice and spent a little, or do we send it to somebody who's bought once and spent a lot? It depends, right? Depends on the time of year, depends on what you bought, depends on where you live. There's all kinds of stuff that goes into it. So one problem is, what do we send you? The other problem, and this is maybe the worst problem, is ID verification allows brands to capture rights requests along with the necessary metadata and route them through the internal workflow. Okay, so there's the who is asking. No, there's the what are they asking for? How do we get it to them within 45 days? The second question is, who's asking? Are we sure it's them? So if I wanted to spy on you, I could call up Amazon and say, according to the California Protection Act, maybe you don't even live in California, but whatever. So can I verify, according to the California Verification Act, what do you know about me? I want you to send it to me. Here's my email, acmechemical@gmail.com or something. I just got one from China. Again, you want to be our part-time company representative in the United States. I looked up the company, couldn't find anything. On Google, didn't exist. Okay, so there's plenty of this. Will you be our, do you exist, do you not exist, right? And sometimes I place orders with emails that aren't my main email because I just don't want to get spammed to death, right? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on how I feel. So even me, I could go back to a company that I bought from and say, hey, I want to know all you know, and I probably should do this just to see what happens. Somebody that I know what I bought from, which would be a limited number of purchases, and it'd be hilarious to see what eBay sent me. And then, what if I don't know my email that I bought under in that particular company? What if I can't prove it's me? Is there any onus on me, any obligation to prove who I am? How much do I have to prove? Can they save that information? It's all kinds of workability. Identity verification is one of the most challenging aspects of CCPA. I'm sure they haven't thought about half of this stuff. On another note, the gap between SaaS, which is software as a service. I had to look up what, I don't know. Somebody told me they had an SaaS system for LinkedIn. I thought it was a software company that sold programmable statistical software. SAS. That's what it was for me my whole life. And it is. But it's an acronym now that's getting used on messages to me in LinkedIn. Okay, but so anyway, it's just techie. It's a way to keep you paying for software forever. Tesla apparently now is owning a Tesla is not really owning a car. It's subscribing to a car because you have expensive upgrades. That was in the Hustle today, but I'm not going to show it to you. And it says your data payment is overdue, and it shuts down your satellites and all the rest of the stuff. I wonder if by not paying you could actually keep driving it. Probably not. Probably they'll just shut down the car and leave you by the side of the road. How clever. Anyway, so, we hear about job growth and how you should go into data scientism or something. And but 90%, you better want to move to California or a city that starts with an S. So there's 90% of the growth in innovation sector jobs occurred in just 5 cities. San Francisco, Seattle, San Jose, Boston, there's a B, and San Diego. But 80% of them start with S. So, if you I'm trying to think of a city in Wisconsin that starts with S, and I can't think of one. I don't know. They're just, we have weird Indian names here. And I really can't think of one city. Sheboygan. There you go. Sheboygan. We should check out Sheboygan. It may be a tech hotspot. because 80% of the cities that have growth in tech are started with an S. See what you can see what patterns you can see if you're a data scientist. Look at what you've learned. And 343 cities saw their slice shrink, including Los Angeles, Chicago, Dallas, Philadelphia, and DC. Or you can get on YouTube and do YouTube videos every day, right? Right out there, anybody watching? I want some hearts for that. One of the reasons I wanted to put this up was because we have this idea that hierarchies are not fair. That it's not fair that 5 cities got all the growth. We should do something about that. That's not fair to the rest of the 343 cities. And so the government intervenes and says, we're going to invest in tech in Sheboygan. And so what we do is we undermine hierarchies of competence. We undermine hotspots. We try to break them up and destroy them because that's where competence is located. And we'll win. And we'll grow more and more and more and win more and more. And the gap will grow. And that's what this article says. Jordan Peterson, excellent work on this. He now has one of the largest lobster knick-knack collections in the world because people keep sending him lobsters because lobsters live in hierarchies. You can't blame hierarchies on capitalism or patriarchy or anything else, really. They're built in. They're built in. Okay? The best plumber makes much more than the worst plumber. The best golfer makes twice or probably 10 times the third best golfer. It's a hierarchy of competence. It's the way it works. People want to see the best. People want to work with the best. The best makes more money. Okay? So you can do all you want to try to break that up. It's not going to break up. Or if you do break it up, if you succeed in breaking it up, everybody loses. Because what you create in its place is a hierarchy of incompetence. And that's basically socialism. Communism, socialism. Let's level the playing field. Let's pay the doctor the same as we pay the janitor. Not that there's anything wrong with janitors, but it doesn't take the years of dedication and training. And so either we'll get very incompetent doctors, or we'll get fewer doctors who don't feel like paying that price of their family, of their time. They'd rather be a janitor. Most of us would. Something to think about. I'm John Miglosh. Have a great day. Like and share. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.